Hi, today I'm going to do a fantastic braised pheasant dish. And what you can hear there, I've just got some butter just gently melting down. Because what we're going to do, we're going to season this pheasant and we're just going to brown it off. But if you're like me, a shooting or hunting man, you know, you get tons of pheasants when the season's on. I mean, it's the third week in January. In England, our pheasant season starts the 1st of October, ends the 1st of February. So you've got 4 months. But in that time, you know, you handle loads of birds. I've personally, you know, dressed and cooked about 150 pheasants, 10 or 15 ducks. So you can never have too many pheasant dishes. And it's a shame because you get the corporate guys, they want to come and shoot these fantastic birds, but they just don't want to eat them. And I think it's partly because, one, without sounding snotty nosed about it, they don't want to get their hands dirty, and two, they don't know what to do with them. I mean, it's not unknown on shoots, you know, at the end of the day, they've shot, you know, big bag, hundreds, maybe more, and they just bury them, which to me is criminal. You know, it's free food, it's organic, it's so good for you, and it just seems a waste. In this day and age, you know, money's tight, we should be making use of all this, but not just from a monetary point of view, it's just an ethical point of view. You know, don't shoot them if you're not going to eat them. Anywho, I've got some butter browning in my pan there, and all we're going to do, I don't want it to burn too much, so I've had a little bit of olive oil there just to even it out, and we're just going to, I've seasoned the bird, just going to place it on its side, nice and gentle, and start browning that off. So as you can hear there, my pheasant's just ticking away, just getting some colour on it, and you want that nice dark colour. Obviously, because we're braising this in the pot, you know, you won't get no colour on. I mean, we're going to braise it, I'll just show you. We've got some white wine, some double cream, 2 cloves of garlic, 2 shallots chopped, and some lovely pimenton. And this is going to be a simple dish, and it's going to taste fantastic. So back to the browning, and just take your time with this. You know, you don't want your butter to burn, but you want to get a nice colour all over, you know, so take your time, 10 or 15 minutes, there's no rush, make sure you get a nice colour. Just want to share where we're getting on with the browning there. Starting to look lovely. I mean, I've been getting about 10 pheasants a week, and a couple of ducks, half my mate Coots, who gets all the game for me, and it's just a shame. I mean, at the moment, my freezer is groaning under game. You know, I'm not going to moan. I like to cook seasonal, but you cannot, you know, not cook this stuff. I mean, you go and buy an organic chicken, you know, or a turkey, or a guinea fowl, and see how much they are. So, you know, people should be eating these, and hopefully, through my channel and my videos, people are going to pick up some ideas. And I like to do the recipes so they're simple, and you know, a lot of my subscribers know how simple my recipes are, and they've done a few, you know, the comments have been amazing, and this is just another pheasant recipe to add to the canon. Okay, let's have a look where we are, how my fezzy is looking. Nice, fantastic. Now what you're left with is all that butter in that casserole pot. I love this pot purely for the reason is it's just pheasant size. So you can see all the caramelised bits of meat in there. It's not burnt. What we're going to do is I'm going to drain off that butter, and then in the remaining juices I'm going to put in another knob of butter, and I'm gently going to sweat down my shallots and my garlic. So I'll just tip that off and we'll get cooking them through. Right, just turn that heat up a little bit. So what we're trying to do, we're trying to pick up all those lovely caramelised bits of meat. So I'm going to put in a fresh knob of butter, not too much. Get that melting. Then we're going to add the shallots in there. And you want to be scraping and getting all those bits up, because that's all flavour, trust me. But we don't want to be burning those shallots. We don't want no colour. The only colour we want on them is from that meat. Just chopping my garlic nice and fine. And we're going to cook these out for a few minutes till they go soft, translucent. And we can start building this dish and layering up all those flavours. And in the meantime, I've been preheating my oven to gas mark 6. I shall give you the Fahrenheit and centigrade temperatures for that, because we're going to put it in the oven, not for long, 10 or 15 minutes on quite a high heat, and that will start the cooking process. But you could say this is cooked 3 times, because we browned it off, and we're going to get it in the oven, give it a roasting, and then we're going to make the sauce up, take the pheasant out, we're going to cut the legs off, cook the breasts off, and then we're going to give it a final few minutes on the hob, on the top, so that it all cooks through nicely and it should be lovely and tender. So there's my onions and garlic. Got to be one of the finest smells ever. I'm going to add a teaspoon of pimenton and try and get the good stuff like that. It's fantastic. Actually, I'm going to give it another bit. And again, just scraping up all of those fantastic scraps of caramelised meat, and then let that cook out for a minute. We shall add the wine, a glass of so in my house I suppose that's a glass, so we'll let that cook gentle. Now we don't want to reduce it too much. As you can see in there now, I've moved it onto that front one so you can see what's happening. Just warming that through. So basically what we've done is we've deglazed the bottom of that pan with all those caramelised juices, and as you can see what it was like when we first had a look, it's nice and clean now. So I just continue to scrape that off, and then we will add 150 ml of double cream. Again, we just want to warm this through now, just finishing off that poaching liquor, the braising liquor. So give that a stir up, not too much of a high heat. It's turned a fantastic colour from that lovely pimenton. I love sauces like this. Beautiful. So I want to bring that wine mix and that cream mix just to a quick boil. So as soon as that starts going, as you can see, it doesn't take very long. We don't want it to boil too much, we don't want it to split. So it's just going around the edges there. So I'm happy with that. I'm going to add my pheasant back into there. Any juices can go in as well. And what we'll do, lid on, in the oven, gas mark 6 for about 15 minutes. So that's had 15 minutes in the oven at gas mark 6, and as you can see in there, what I did, I just turned it onto its breasts, obviously because they're the bits that dry out on the pheasant. What we're going to do, lid on, and we're going to leave that to stand now out of the oven for 10 minutes, and then we'll take the legs off, we'll take the breasts off, we put it back in the sauce and just heat it through gently, and we're left with that fantastic dish of braised pheasants with cream and pimenton. Okay, so we browned the pheasant, then we braised it for 10 minutes, so it's not still fully cooked, because we're going to take the meat off the bone and we're going to finish it off in that sauce. So this will just, as you'll see, hot. Oh, tastes nice, mind. What you do, down the legs, should still be a little bit pink. It's exactly what you want. This is hard for me not to eat this kind of stuff now. One leg. Let's get this other one off. Just snap the leg joint out. Leg number 2. And what we're going to do, I'm going to hold it with tongs down the breastbone. They should just be cooked through, these lovely breasts. Still pink. Oh yes, perfect. Got asbestos hands. Just take that off. That's exactly what we want. And we can finish that in that sauce. Get here. Go down the other side. I mean, you can let this cool. I can eat this, no trouble. Make a stock with that. Put that over there. I know it looks messy. There's our breasts. There's our legs. So, I'll get the camera back on the pot. Right, just bringing that sauce back up to heat. Let's just try that. Oh, nice. Just been munching on that carcass. Can't wait to get stuck into this. Right, that's coming up to heat. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to place the legs in first, just to cook those, because they were just partly cooked through, and they take longer than the breasts. So I shall put them in, and I shall let those just gently, without it boiling, cook through now for a couple of minutes. Just listen to that. That is the sound of the legs gently ticking over. So what I'm going to do now is add these breasts in. Now this is just warming it through now, so nicely get it in there and gentle for another couple of minutes. And what we'll do, we'll check the sauce, check the seasoning, and we will serve it up. I reckon that. Oh, it's awesome. Right, that's been another few minutes. Let's just check that seasoning. Fantastic tasting sauce. So I'm going to give it a little bit of salt, and just to sharpen it up, I'm going to put juice of half a lemon in. Give that a stir up. Just put a bit more heat under it just to get it all melded together, and then we'll dish that up. Give that a taste. Taste and taste again. Superb. Right, let's dish this beauty up. Take a leg. Straight through. One little leg. One thigh, one drumstick. Same with the other. Straight through. Put them in there. Stand that up, I think. And then get us a breast out. Unfortunately, one of those breasts were a bit shot damaged, you know, but that's the name of the game, you know. Look at that. Oh, that is hot. Oh, let's have a go on it. Put that in there. That lovely meat. Oh yeah. And then we'll spoon over. Excuse me, Lauren. Some of this lovely sauce. And I think all you need to finish that dish off is some nice crusty bread. I think you'll agree that, considering what we start with, we end up with that. Get a bit chefy on you. I think you will agree that that looks stunning. I'm not going to stand on ceremony. Sauce. Lovely. That meat. Just have a look how well cooked that meat is. Just take a little bit. I'm on camera. Have a go. Beautiful. And this is one of them dishes really where pick it up, use your hands. Fantastic. Please give this a go. Got a few more up my sleeve to go, and that'll be the end of the game season then. So thanks for watching, and please check out my other videos on my channel. There's tons there. Thanks for that. Tell you what, I'm loving that sauce. All the best.